The season is when it's hardest to stay sharp, hardest to keep their focus.
Yeah, Kevin, at this juncture, you've been through a lot of ups and downs already, and so unless you're battling hard for a playoff spot, it could be hard to be motivated.
George, no good. Ross with it, picked up by Turner. Outside DeRozan. Pass to Lowry. Three-pointer. The rebound by Turner. And here's Indiana. And here is Teague. Outside, George. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Yeah, it's really hard to distract Paul George when he goes into a shot. I mean, even though the defense is there and made the obvious foul, doesn't seem to bother him.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Paul George, one of the most versatile and dynamic players in the league. I mean, he does a lot for his team offensively and defensively, which I think frees up the other guys to do their thing.
Now, here's Lowry. Last game out, he had 14. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Yeah, he imposed his will on the defense that time. He was not going to be denied right there.
Free throw drops for Kyle Lowry.
Look, Kyle Lowry can never rely on being the bigger guy on the floor. So he has to rely on his smarts and guile and toughness instead. He's a very, very high IQ player.
And it's George missing.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now here's DeRozan. He had 25 points last game. Back to Lowry. Pass to Sullinger. The Raptors need to get a shot up. Just 2 to shoot. They get the rebound. Good work defensively by Turner.
Boy, patrolling the paint well, protecting the rim. That's exactly the kind of defensive effort you need against him.
Lowry against T. Back to George. Tries it again. No luck. They battled on the glass, but couldn't knock it down. Lowry passes to DeRozan. Just about 2 minutes into the game. First quarter of basketball. In the corner, it's Patterson. And it's sent back by Turner. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
Just 4 to shoot. Tries it from 9. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Such a great rhythm watching DeRozan shoot. I mean, that jump shot of his silky smooth.
If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Teague against Lowry. Here's George. Sullinger with the rebound. Sullinger's got his 5th rebound in this one. DeRozan passes to Ross. George with the defensive effort. And it's Teague with the ball, but he brings it up for Indiana. Trailing by 2. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
Yeah, they made some spectacular plays in it right to the very end. Just couldn't get over the hump.
Yeah, you know, they didn't have their best stuff, but they were still getting after it. So you got to really appreciate the effort and hustle.
Toronto, they've gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. And Patterson kicks to Lowry. Over Stuckey. It's rebounded by Indiana. Last time they met was in Toronto, where they beat the Raptors.
And that was not an easy game for them. I mean, they barely hung on at the end of regulation before they were able to pull it out in overtime.
And it could turn out to be one of their biggest wins of the season. I mean, just because of the way they came through when it mattered most. That's clutch play that could serve them well going forward.
Corey Joseph's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. Robinson's checked in for Indiana. Ellis comes in for Jeff Teague. Lowry with the ball. A good portion of the scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18 points a game. It's hauled in by Paul George.
He's certainly been cold this quarter, guys, but trying to shoot his way back into a groove.
Outside Robinson. To end the cold streak. Joseph with the rebound. Raptors with the lead. Lowry passes to Joseph. Fires the 3. And there's Lowry. That's good on the assist from Joseph. Lowry's got 6.
Can't let Lowry get comfortable from beyond the arc because he's more than capable of hurting you from there.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
Things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
And you know what, guys? If for nothing else, just to slow things down a little bit, change it up somewhat.
Some changes for Toronto. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for Zellinger. Pascal Siakam comes in for Patrick Patterson. And Norman Powell subbed in for Terrence Ross. Indiana also making some changes. Scotty's checked in for Miles Turner. Young comes in for George. And it's George Niang in for Rodney Stuckey. .129 left in the first quarter. And Young kicks to Robinson. Pass to Niang. Shot clock at 6. Here's Ellis. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
Pacers trail by 5. There's 53 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Good on the shot.
And not just a perimeter player. Ellis can use his strength to take you inside.
Pass to Lowry. It's Powell on the wing. Screen by Poeltl. Powell, the pass to Poeltl. Back to Powell. Here's Poeltl, defended by Scott. Nice shot by Poeltl.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Indiana's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Young. Back to Robinson. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And you look at Young, and clearly he's a little undersized when he gets inside, but he knows how to create contact and use his body effectively.
Indiana shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
That free throw good from Young.
Coaches love to see guys get to the line, drawing fouls. It shows he's playing the game with some aggression and passion, too.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Here's DeRozan. And we know he can score. He's averaging around 21.5 points a game. The high post shot, and the Raptors tack on 2 more.
Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
Fires from way outside. Can't hit that one. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Raptors lead by 5. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
Toronto leading by 5. Oh, a lot of interesting prospects for this upcoming draft, Clark. Any you're keeping your eye on?
Yeah, you know, I love to look at guys that may surprise on the upside, and Kyle Kuzma is that kind of guy. Wasn't dominant in college, but he's got a lot of pro-ready skills. Excellent size, positional size, moves extremely well, versatile in his game at both ends. He's not the biggest guy, but I think he can play effectively as a 3 or 4, and he's got a great skill set.
Now, here's Joseph. 5-point lead, the biggest of the game. Powell, the pass to Purtle. The Pacers pull it in. Now, here's Ellis. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. The kick out to Young. 6 on the shot clock. Aston Yang. Young inside. Hurdles there. That one's no good. 0 of 1 to begin the game. Here's Powell. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
And he makes the first. And Indiana making a change here. Warren's checked in. And so Powell nails both of them. And so Ellis will bring it up for the Pacers. 7-point differential. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Back to Warren. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Well, it was Toronto winning their last game against the Hornets. Joseph looking around. Hurdle sets the pick for Joseph. Rebound by Young. Pacers trail by 5. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Ellis against Joseph. Ellis can't get it to go. The Raptors have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Joseph, the pass to Siakam. Misses the baby hook. For Indiana, they've gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Outside for Robinson. Ellis right side. From deep. Good on the triple. Ellis has got 5.
Ellis, an outstanding talent. I mean, really dependable and hard to defend in pick and roll sets.
It's Powell on the wing, guarded by Robinson. Powell, no one around him, cans the shot with nobody near him.
And I just love watching him break the defense down, especially off pick and roll.
And the Pacers call time here. A new group in now for the Raptors. Jared Sullinger's checked in for Jakob Poeltl. Patterson comes in for Pascal Siakam. Terrence Ross is checked in for Powell. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Joseph. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Turner's checked in for Young. Paul George comes in for George Niang. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Warren. And it's Teague in for Monte Ellis. Now here is Robinson. Hasn't made one yet. Here's Teague. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Hey, there's no lack of confidence in Teague's ball handling ability. This guy is very comfortable in tight spaces with that ball on the string.
Here's DeRozan. Over Stuckey. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Patterson against George. Shoots over Patterson. The shot by George, no good.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Now, here's DeRozan. Oh, and the jam by Sullinger.
DeRozan sizing up the situation and making the right read. That's basketball savvy. We call that hoops sense.
Stuckey passes to Robinson. There's a minute 34 left in the second quarter. And now a chance to see what's coming up for Indiana. On Sunday, they continue the road trip heading out to Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers. And then on Tuesday, they'll head home and take on the Toronto Raptors. And that one misses. The Raptors making a switch here. Joseph's checked in. And a change for the Pacers. Young's checked in. No luck that time either. Raptors leading by 4. Here's Ross. It's hauled in by George. For Indiana, they've gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Outside Robinson. Indiana needs to get a shot off. And here's George for 3. And he's good on the 3 ball. George has got 6.
Because he's a stretch floor with a reliable and consistent 3, George adds a lot to this offense.
Sullinger a screen on Teague. And the foul on Glenn Robinson. That is his first foul of the game. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Robinson. So it's Toronto now. Sullinger with a screen for Patterson. Off target from 3-point range. 2 for 1 opportunity here if they want it.
And no doubt, Kevin, if I'm them, I go for it.
Turner with a screen for Teague. A miss that time would have put him up. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Outside, Joseph. Pass to Patterson. Now here's Lowry. Five on the clock. It's rebounded by Indiana. George has got his 4th rebound in this one. Puts up a deep 3. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. It's the Raptors leading by a point. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
The energy in their hometown is electric, man. You could tell these players are loving the positive attitudes.
And now on to the injury. Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. And it's Lowry with the ball, brings it up for the Raptors. They lead by 1. They host the 76ers after this game, and that game closes out the 4-game homestand for them. Now here's DeRozan over Stuckey, and it's DeRozan missing. Now T. Right side George. And there's the big-time jam as he slams it in right over Patterson.
Yeah, you know, George really enjoys being in the air. I mean, this guy has great body control and bounce, and his slams at times can be absolutely sick.
Throw good, Paul George. And Toronto has possession. Here's DeRozan. Pass to Patterson. And Lowry has it in the corner. 5 to shoot. Jeff Teague with the rebound. Indiana leading. Stuckey outside. And George now top of the key. Took the opportunity when he saw it. George has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Nice rhythm to that play right there, and George was ready to fire.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Pass to DeRozan. Lays it up and banks it in. DeRozan's got 6.
Right in the heart of that defense, found a way to convert.
The Pacers shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. Now here's Stuckey. DeRozan defending. Top of the key, Teague. Over DeRozan. Teague can't hit.
Well, the defense refusing to give up anything easy. Love seeing that kind of intensity.
Outside Lowry. Toronto working the ball around now. Ross kicks to DeRozan. To the middle. Here's Sullinger. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on George.
Hard work rewarded inside. Love to see that.
The Raptors shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Teague. How last month turned out for him. He's around 10 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And while the numbers are decent, I really feel like he can do more.
Yeah, you know, his issue is more mental right now, I think. He just needs to block out the distractions and get back to being the star that he is.
The free throw's good from Sullinger. And here's George. He's got 11. Young sets a screen for George. Bangs home the trifecta. George has got 8 here in the quarter.
There is no slowing down Paul George. A volcanic eruption from PG tonight.
Sullinger is screen on Stuckey. Stuckey against DeRozan. Here's Patterson. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Patterson's got his first bucket of the night. For Indiana, they've gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Stuckey against DeRozan. Stuckey passes to George. Young, a screen on Ross. The three from George. Rebound by the Raptors.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Lowry looking around. On the wing, DeRozan. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Patterson against George. Off target at the rim.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Ross against T. And Sullinger kicks to DeRozan. 6 to shoot. For the lead, count the basket. DeRozan's got 4 points in the quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Timeout called, the Pacers. And some changes here for the Raptors. Pirtle, he's checked in for Sullinger. Pascal Siakam comes in for Patrick Patterson. And Corey Joseph subbed in for DeMar DeRozan. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Scotty's checked in for Turner. George Niang comes in for Thaddeus Young. Glenn Robinson, the third, is checked in for George. And it's Ellis in for Rodney Stuckey. Pass to Robinson. Driving the lane. Well, you've seen some terrific offensive basketball over the last month. A lot of it thanks to the assist numbers put up by these point guards during that time. Kyle Lowry, number 1.
And for the purist out there, he has been fun to watch with the ball in his hands. I mean, he can make any pass on the court and creates so many easy baskets for his teammates.
Call him their heart and soul. I mean, their offense would be completely different if he wasn't the guy running the show.
Norman Powell's checked in for the Raptors. Good on both.
What a player. His attitude and confidence, infectious.
Pirtle with a screen on Robinson. Here's Powell. And stolen by Scott. Now here comes Teague, leading the break. And it's denied. Sent back by Siakam. And we have to take another glance at that powerful rejection.
Close games often come down to who makes the big plays on defense. And that is one heck of a rejection right there.
.122 left here in the third quarter. Teague against Lowry. Teague the pass to Ellis. Clock at 6. Scott a screen.
You know, one of the strengths of Corey Joseph's game, he's an excellent defender, actually a bit of a pest out there and does a nice job contesting shots.
And the layup's good off the glass. Joseph's got his first 2 points. Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, tooth and nail fight so far, guys. These sides match up really well.
Now here's Teague. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. And it's good, 2 points.
And Teague is outstanding at making the right decision, especially in the pick and roll. Change of pace, his tight handles, his passing is superb.
It's Powell on the wing, guarded by Robinson. Siakam kicks to Joseph. Back to Siakam. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Drives to the hoop. That's good from Joseph on the assist by Siakam. Joseph's got 4 points now in the quarter.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Teague can't hit. Outside Lowry. From past the arc. That shot no good. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Raptors lead by 1. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Boy, that's a nice asset to have. It's a huge boost to any offense, too. It adds a whole nother dimension when you've got a big guy that can pass.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Ellis outside. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Joseph with the ball to the inside. Stolen by Ellis. Down low, Robinson. And it's good for 2. And the Pacers lead by 1.
You know, it's really good to see Ellis move the ball around the court like that. When he does get it moving and doesn't allow it to stick, it makes the team and him a lot more dangerous.
Now here's Powell. Birtle sets the pick for Powell. Lets the 3 fly. It's rebounded by Indiana. Ellis has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Inside. Stewart misses. And it's Joseph with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. Knocked loose. The rebound by Niang. Pacers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Robinson dishes to Ellis. Stewart, a screen for Ellis. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Some changes for Toronto. Damari Carroll comes in for Jakob Poeltl. And Terrence Ross is subbed in for Norman Powell. Parker's checked in for the Pacers. We've gone about a minute and a half into the 4th quarter. Parker, a screen on Joseph. Ellis, bounce pass. Yes, that goes in.
And really good effort here by Ellis. Could have looked for his shot, but instead finds his teammate perfectly off the screen and roll.
Now here's Joseph. Outside DeRozan. Carroll with a screen for DeRozan. 4 on the clock. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Check out the body control from DeRozan there, guys. I mean, clearly there's contact, but it's almost impossible to affect his shot.
Here's Niang. Pass to Robinson. On the wing, Ellis. Parker, a screen on Joseph. Here's Ellis. The kick out to Warren. Robinson against Ross. It's tipped, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by DeRozan.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
Frazier, he's checked in for Pascal Siakam. And a change for the Pacers. Paul George is checked in for Parker. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Pass to George. Launches it. And no good that time.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. My goodness. Putting on a show. Ross can elevate with the best of them.
For Indiana, they've gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Pass to George. Latrey gets the three-pointer to fall. George has got 11 points here in just the second half.
Right now, the defense needs to do a better job of closing out on this guy. He's heating up from outside.
The Raptors call timeout. Some changes for Toronto. Sellinger's checked in for Frazier. Patterson comes in for DeMarre Carroll, and Kyle Lowry subbed in for Corey Joseph. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Turner's checked in for George Niang. Young comes in for Robinson. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Warren. And it's Teague in for Monte Ellis. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hi, guys. During that last break, I heard what the Raptors coach told to his team. You know, he had some pros and cons. He said, I like our play inside. But what's happening at the arc, fellas? We got to start making some shots. He needs more production from the outside. Guys?
Thank you, David. Lowry for 3. And again, no good by Toronto.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Pass to George. Young looking around. Back to George. Turner with a screen on Patterson. Just 5 to shoot. That doesn't go either for George.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
DeRozan with it. And Young picks him up defensively.
Yeah, showing some strength in the paint there. Tough rebound.
Now, here is George. 1:31 left in the fourth. Driving inside. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper. Toronto's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's DeRozan. A shot, no good. Good work defensively by Stuckey. Here's George. Hits some room on the way in, and the bucket's good. George has got the lead up to 4 now for the Pacers. And so it's DeRozan. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. 58 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Outside for Lowry. Puts up a deep 3. It's rebounded by Stuckey. And so they foul intentionally. It's stolen by Lowry.
And thought that pass is going to get through, but no. All of a sudden, he was going the other way with the basketball.
The Raptors call timeout. Now DeRozan. The Raptors call timeout. 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Got it! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within one.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
It's the first. That will put them up by 2. So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, how about the nerves there? Those free throws put them in a very good position. 3 points clear.
The Raptors call timeout. Three seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Here's DeRozan. Rodney Stuckey pulls it in, and an intentional foul there stops the clock.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late game free throws are a lot different than early game free throws in terms of making.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And the second of 2 is good. That gives them a 4-point cushion. 19 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Looking to get back on track here. It's rebounded by Stuckey. And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul. And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And he does get the second one. And that puts them up by 5. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Patterson. The 3. That shot missing. So it's Indiana picking up the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And now we present the player of the game, Paul George.